10 points. However, UConn could get back up to first place with a win today and collect the 3 points. A win would elevate UConn to 4-0-2 in league play with one more game to go Friday night at Tulsa. South Florida routed Cincinnati last night 6-2, so the Bulls improved to 3-1-2 for fourth place at this point. Central Florida edged Memphis down in Memphis 2-1, and it was Temple over Tulsa 1-0. Tulsa's a talented program, but really scuffling this year at 1-5 in the league and 5-8-2 overall. But they'd love to, with probably no chance of a postseason berth, finish off their season, and they'd love nothing more than to knock off UConn Friday night. So UConn, with this game in hand, if you will, can get back up to first place. The tournament format is that the first 2 teams get byes, and then after the other games, 3 versus 6 and 4 versus 5 in the seedings play, then the winners move on to play at the home fields of the teams with byes. So Connecticut, with a bad result today and a bad result Friday, could easily be on the road, despite their unbeaten record so far, the only undefeated team in the league. And so plenty at stake here in second half action against the Mustangs. And the Mustangs really don't have a signature quality win against some of their quality opponents. They tied South Florida. They lost to Providence in overtime early in the season 2-1. They lost to Denver 1-0, and they lost to Central Florida 2-0. But they're coming off a 3-1 win over Cincinnati and riding a 4-game unbeaten streak of their own. UConn's unbeaten streak is at 10. Getting close to getting things going here for second half play. Thanks to Paulo back at the studio. I'm John Tewitt. 5-4 shot advantage. SMU at 7-4-2, and so without that real good quality win, they're probably looking at having to win the automatic bid in the conference tournament, and so home field critical. So they're playing today as if their season is on the line, because it is. 2-1-1 away from Dallas, led by Emil Quayshow, 5 goals and 6 assists. Akian Shackelford out of Jamaica, 5 goals and no assists, and their big goalie, 6'4", Grant Makela, best goals against average in the league, 0.80, opposed by Austin Avizo of UConn, 0.87. Little to choose, and Makela, the big play so far in this contest, denying Dayon Harris of UConn after the shot rattled off the post by Metzler late in the first half. UConn in the white. SMU in black with white trim and numerals. And it's the Mustangs coming on strong here to start the second half. Deep into the left corner. Harris gets away with a little forearm push into the back of Lane Warrington. The midfielder was coming up into the left corner. And no whistle. UConn will take that no call. And it'll be spotted down on the 6th by Aviza. Cozy crowd of about 1,500 here today. The rescheduling from last night, putting a dent on what has been another year of UConn having the best crowds in college soccer. They did a year ago, around 3,500 average. This will not help. But they do have tickets sold, and here's a chance. Joe unloads from way downtown and skies it right to the base of the rink. Probably between the posts, but way high. And you wonder if the success of those 2 miraculous bombs by Baki John, creating wins the last 2 games, Temple and Vermont, has other players on the team thinking, well, you know, I'm within 40 yards, let's give it a ride. And in a scoreless game, it's like the lottery. If your odds are low, you can't score if you don't play. Deep in the left corner, here comes Warrington. Crossing pass stopped by Metzler. Gets a return pass from his teammate Amir Saleh, and that's a good sign. He was out with a shoulder injury trying to stop a corner kick late in the half. Burgess came on for some short action. Foul going against SMU. Burgess came on for the last 5 minutes of the half. With a shoulder injury to Saleh, who's back in the lineup, and Cole Venner was the other sub for Ray Reed. Just jumping in, and not familiar with the names of Visa is the goalie. The other starters are Hauser, Ramsey, Rock defensively, Harris, Greenberg, Metzler, Jope, Bakijan, Burnett, Saleh, Ngog, and Lappert. Metzler got caught up in a little bit of a soft patch. He patched up the field, but the play's not being impacted. The ball's rolling fine, but it's a little bit tricky, and there are a little bit more divots than you have in a normal game after the torrential rain yesterday. Back pass to Ponder. Unloads to the man wearing the rugby protective helmet. 1950 motorcycler. Good ball down the left wing for Warrington. Tries the shot. Rattles off of Saleh. That'll be a corner kick for SMU. SMU now leads in the corner kick category 5-3. And both teams have had a proclivity to go with the short kick rather than go toward goal. Both teams have keepers 6'3" or taller. And they're going to go short. Playing it back out about 25 yards out. Sent toward the 6. Header and a score! SMU breaks through. And it looks like it's the man with the rugby hat, number 27, Thomas Haney, that breaks through. Huge goal for SMU in the 50th minute. They are fired up. The entire bench came off to greet. We'll confirm it, but looks like Haney picking up the goal on the header, which would be his first of the year. Two or three players just around the 6-yard box. Here comes the announcement. Haney gets it, his first.
Number 16, Canute Allander at 49.
Allander gets the assist.
Haney,
Nice serve into space.
49.
From about 25 yards out. And once again, UConn finds themselves having to dig out of a hole.
First goal of the season.
Had to do it against Temple. Shackelford out of Jamaica coming down the middle. Deflected shot. Short hop grabbed by Avisa. Rolls it out to the left, out toward Greenberg, but a little bit too strong. His opposite, number 6, Hilt, knocked that out of bounds. UConn throw, 20 yards shy of midfield. So Connecticut down now, 1-0, and the shot's even at 6-6. Header, just the right of Avisa as he saw it from about 6 yards out. And UConn's defense looking vulnerable here. Back to shot. Off the right post, it rattles out toward the 18, right past the 12. Beautiful bid for a 2-0 lead by Shackelford, but it had just enough curve on it that it kissed off the post. And so UConn playing with fire here, trying to stay unbeaten on the season. Harris, cross toward the 6. Bang toward the rink. It'll be out of bounds. That'll be a corner kick for UConn, their 4th. And once again, going short on the corner kick just paid off for SMU. We'll see how UConn elects to play it here.
UConn will be taken by number 6.
Keeper, Makela is 6'4". And he's got Greenberg near corner, south end toward the rink. He's got Josh Burnett right there if he wants to utilize the short kick, but he's going to go toward goal. Goes far post. Keeper stayed on the line, and Haney, who just got the goal with the rugby helmet, headed it back out. And UConn regrouping 40 yards out. Harris trying to find Lappert. Rare excursion upfield after for the set piece. Burnett. Deflected ball. And booted toward the scorer's table. It'll be out of bounds on the fly. Bouncing to the SMU bench to the left of the scorer's table. Throw in Saleh. He looks okay. He was on his back for about 3 minutes. Ray Reed came out and then Burgess took over the last 5 minutes, but he doesn't seem to be favoring that shoulder at all. 52nd minute, UConn has fallen behind 1-0. Regular season home finale. Robin Lappert sliding and knocking it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in coming up for Warrington. Should UConn not win or tie today, they'd be in a tie for second behind UCF with South Florida. And correction, SMU would get either 1 or 3 points, and so they'd be all of a sudden in 4th place after being in 1st place all the season. And here comes UConn 3-on-2 from left to right. Played up for Baki Jam. Keeper all the way up to the top of the box, got a right foot on it to break it up. Excellent job by Makela. Came out, he was sliding into second base and got his cleats on it. Otherwise, it was a wide open, yawning net for Baki Jam, who's leading the Huskies with 12. 43 career goals. He's tied for 5th. Could have gone into 5th place alone, all-time scoring. Lappert, acrobatic, athletic play, and now Ngog gets knocked down to the ground by Quaisho, SMU star player. In the 54th minute, UConn trying to erase a 1-goal deficit. It was scoreless at halftime. Joke, the freshman from Senegal, ball hops off his leg and all the way back in. And SMU can play a little bit more destructive soccer here. They just rejected it back over the midfield line. UConn will regroup with Hauser, Ramsey finding Lappert. Diagonal toward the UConn bench. First touch, Saleh. Back from Burnett, back to Munir Saleh. Straight on Metzler, freshman from Germany. He's a physical type 2. Finds Greenberg. Ngog. Greenberg serves it toward the 18. No one there except for black-clad SMU Mustang defense. Out of bounds back toward the Friends of Soccer 10. Bounces twice. Out of bounds. Throw in Greenberg. Gets into the box. Greenberg is throwing out to Jope. Back to Dillon. Tried to play it forward for Ngog, but 2 defenders there. Open man in the scoreboard corner. Baki Jam tried to get the corner kick. Rejected out. Throw in for Connecticut. Trying to move it up a notch here. Now they're trailing. 1-0 Mustangs. 7-6 SMU shot advantage. Huskies came within a whisker of falling behind 2-0 on the Shackelford bid off the post, but Huskies are doing nice work here trying to get the equalizer. Ngog playing it back. Of course, SMU might play a little bit more defensive-minded now that they have the lead. Undoubtedly, they will. Joe splits 2 defenders. Tries to block a clearing pass. Harris, ball hawking, forcing a kick into the stands by Warrington of the Mustangs. Throw in Saleh. Cookie returned right to him. Burnett beats 1 man, moves into the right corner. Josh's crossing pass, just past Saleh, fighting for it. Big contact, play on. Metzler back to his right, might try to fire it. Instead passes it over to Burnett. Josh trying to improve his angle. He's inside the box, back outside. Metzler spins, tough angle looking to his left, moves it to his left foot. Crossing pass, right past Joe. Baki John was the next in line, but it was a little behind him, and UConn will have to regroup in the backfield. 57th minute, 1-0 SMU. Huskies trying to stay in first place and finish their regular season home schedule undefeated. But as everyone anticipated, stiff test against the Mustangs, who are 3-1-1 in the league and riding a 4-game unbeaten streak. With chip, Ray Reed bobbles. And he'll send it over to Dayon Harris. Harris had UConn's best chance after Metzler was denied by the woodwork on a 21-yard left foot shot. The rebound went back out. Good job cutting off the angle by Makela, the keeper. A follow-up shot off the rebound off the post from Metzler. Went over to Harris, and he was denied from short range on a one-timer. SMU in the road black-white numerals at midfield. It's Caleb Smith out of Arlington. I'll talk about Austin getting the MLS franchise from the Columbus Crew, but looks like Columbus is going to stay there, and so some people making the comparison of Kraft hoodwinking John Rowland in Hartford. We'll see. Quaysha, one of the best players in the league with skill. He's knocking around the left side, forcing Saleh on his heels. Left-footed cross, headed over the bar. A lot of contested leaping after it with Garrett McLaughlin, the junior out of Oklahoma City, touching it last. And it'll be spotted on the 6-yard line for a UConn goal kick. 58 minutes gone by. We're live at Maroney Stadium. What could be final game as it's currently constructed. New stadium in 2020. Goal kick from left to right, Aviza's kick. Helped over the midfield line by a header by Engad, but SMU has it. Man with the rugby helmet, Thomas Haney, the difference. A header from about 4 yards out. Served in by Allander. Early in the second half. There's a giveaway. Baki Jam, he's got Burnett on his right. Shot and goal blocked. Woo. Burnett upset. He was wide open. Can't fault selfishness when you're that open too, though. But Baki Jam was marked and his bid was blocked. Burnett's eyes must have gone googly, seeing that much open space there to his right. 59 minutes gone by. Crossing pass. Gobbled up on a play by Aviza diving to his right. Wasn't on goal, but any kind of rebound might have been put away. 8-7 shot advantage for the Mustangs over the Huskies. UConn a 10-2-2. 3-0-2 in first place in the league, but looking at a 1-goal deficit to SMU. 7-4-2 overall. 3-1-1 in the league. Both UConn and SMU trying to keep pace with Central Florida and South Florida, who had wins last night. Bulls over Cincinnati 6-2. Knights over Memphis 2-1 in Tennessee. Burnett plays it into the deep right corner. Catching up to it is Harris. Crossing pass. Rejected toward the corner, and it'll be a throw. Good play by the defense. Defender Talon Maples. Right border of the box. Shot on goal. Just past the left post. Charging in at the last moment was Joe.
SMU.
Goal kick. Not sure it was intended as a pass, because it was darn close to sneaking in the lower left-hand corner. Spotted down on the 6. Makela has had 5 shutouts so far. Still has hopes of what would be his biggest shutout of the year. Knock UConn out of the ranks of the undefeated in league play. Makela stripped on the play. Opportunity for Allander, who assisted on the tally earlier by Haney, and he gets fouled about 30 yards out. So UConn will have to settle back defensively. They're getting their defensive assignments marked up. The referee, Casio Ribeiro, is making sure the ball be spotted down. Not much of an angle to speak of. Slight angle to the right. Behind the ball for SMU is Eddie Munjoma, 5'10" junior. Two-man wall right now for UConn. Still getting organized to defend against this set piece. 28 to 30 yards out. Slight angle to the right. Munjoma behind the ball. Chips it toward the 6. Headed toward goal, loose in front, and it rolls in. Oh, goodness. SMU takes the 2-0 lead. And they are jubilant. It looked like Philip Ponder, the defender, got there. Aviza quickly looked to his right. And the ball was not heavily paced, and it just was diagonally put in toward the left post and rolled over the goal line. And so UConn in deep trouble trying to stay undefeated in the league and undefeated for the year at home now, trailing 2-0 at 62:08. Set pieces and killer. And a 2-0 deficit for Connecticut. First blush, first look to me was that it was the defender Philip Ponder scoring. Connecticut cannot give up another goal now. They've already given up that insurance tally, and they've been knocking on the door. It's not over, but UConn needs to get back into it, making a one-goal game quickly.
62:08. Unassisted, 62:08.
Rejected back out to the sideline, and it's going to be Greenberg. UConn will have to play a little bit more urgently and a little bit more direct style. Chip toward Munir Saleh. This last 5 minutes, unforced error, let it trickle out of bounds. Throw in for the Mustangs, who now lead 2-0. Ponder and Haney, both of them with their first goals of the season today. 2-0 UConn deficit. Lappert. Arm grabbed by Quaisho, their star. Be a foul. Saleh says, let's switch fields. Different point of attack. Goes from Greenberg to Joe. Blazen Gog. Good sharp pass and a good trap by Burnett. Down to the end line. Harris crosses it in front. Loose in front. Back save by Haney on a sure goal by Joe. Unbelievable. That rugby hat has been great luck for Haney with a goal and now a back save on a sure thing. He just kind of laid out on the grass and blocked it. And so it's a corner kick for UConn. Scoreboard corner. Sent in toward Lappert. Headed back out about 35 yards out. Ngog for UConn. UConn has been able to be resilient and clutch, but they're going to have to pull a rabbit out of their hat today against a tough SMU team trailing by 2 in the 65th minute. Played in toward Lappert. Off cross out of the right corner by Saleh, and it's going to be a corner kick. Be spotted down by Burnett. 25 minutes to go. 2-0 SMU. UConn can get the one, they'll get the crowd behind them, and that could make a difference. Greenberg with the approach. Lefty in swinger. Bounces free, rolling all the way back toward the scoreboard corner where it's chased down by Metzler, and UConn regrouping. Felix can't get the cross off, and it's kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Connecticut. Down to Baki Jam, double teamed. Rolls free out. Metzler, shot. Shanked it. Stays in bounds all the way toward the near sideline. Saved by Saleh. Starts up toward the right border of the box. Feeds off short pass on his left for Josh Burnett. Leaves it straight on. Look out. Ngog, shot on goal. Wide right by about 10, 15 yards. And it'll be an SMU corner kick. Goal kick, excuse me. Mustangs 7-4-2. UConn 10-2-2. Shots even at 9, but UConn in a hole, down 2-0 in the 67th minute. Left-footed goal kick from right to left by Makela, whose potential shutout saved beautifully by Haney on the back save just minutes ago. Give and go. Harris, open space. Feeds it in. Oh, just a little bit too strong ahead of both the hard-charging Blaise Ngog and Josh Burnett. SMU coach Kevin Hudson. Some instructions here for midfielder Wyatt Priest, who came in first half action for just 7 minutes of play. He comes in for Garrett McLaughlin. Preseason player of the year. He can't be 100%, but I'm just speculating here. He's the only player in the preseason all-conference team voting to get more votes than Abdou Baki Jam. And Baki Jam and Greenberg, I would think, are going to be front and center here. It should be. Seniors. Uh-oh, Baki Jam getting a little bit heated here with Haney. All of a sudden, man's knocked down. Greenberg in the area, not implying anybody didn't be pushing, but there's a group of about 12 players still milling around and too close for comfort. Linesman coming on, trying to be peacemakers. Stops the clock at 67:54 remaining. Baki Jam still hot under the collar. And now players are separating, going into their respective camps. Want to see both teams keep their composure and poise. And yet at the same time, a little urgency and a little edge might be what UConn needs to launch a comeback here, trailing 2-0. Maybe they need the Red Sox Chris Sale to start yelling. Seemed to work last night in the World Series. It looks like when all's said and done, and right now the referee Casio Ribeiro is still talking to Baki Jam. The call will be against SMU. Clock still stopped in the 68th minute. 2-0 SMU. Trying to ruin UConn's 10-game unbeaten streak and spoil the potential final game ever at Moroni Stadium after 5 decades. It would put pressure on UConn to win at Tulsa Friday night. If they lose today, have any hope of hosting again here at Moroni. Cole Venner will come in. He'll be coming in, replacing Josh Burnett. Besides that back save by Haney, the Huskies had a great 2-on-1 opportunity, but Baki Jam would like to try to shoot from about 17 yards out rather than feed a wide open Burnett to Burnett's consternation. Saleh, now Ngog. Connecticut needs not just 1 goal, they need 2 goals to keep this going. Floater over the keeper's head. It stays hugging the sidelines all the way back into the scoreboard corner and back out to Saleh. Almost wound up and fired from 30 yards out. Back outside from Metzler, 40 yards out. Diagonal pass right into the UConn bench from the rink end. Here comes Harris. Harris, game winner against Vermont on that crazy 40-yard bomb that knocked off the crossbar and then the keeper into open space. Harris finished it off. Huskies will need similar dramatics to get a result today. They trailed 2-0, coming up on 22 minutes to go. Might have rolled up off the throw-in. Saleh. Goal Patrol counting down a cheer, I guess. Lappert drives one, but it's going to be behind everyone. Excellent hustle by Venner to keep it in bounds, almost stolen away. Back to Cole, freshman from Vermont. Joe tried to drive it out of the left corner for the cross, and it rattled off two players, maybe off the defender, then right back off of Joe, and it's a goal kick coming up for SMU. Initially thought it was a great job by Joe, earning a corner, but no dice. Keeper, Makela. Spelled like it would be pronounced Makela, but told Makela. Grant Makela, 6'4" junior. Still with designs on his 6th shutout of the season. UConn frantically trying to get back into it. And of course, SMU thinking defense first here. 20 minutes to go, 50 degrees, cloudy afternoon. A little bit soggy here, but not splashy. They even brought in helicopters to dry the field an hour before the game. Saleh dribbles past midfield, right in front of the UConn coaches. Looking for Harris. Penn State transfer. Now rattles off the body of Warrington, but apparently rolled off of Munir Saleh last. Shots at 9, but UConn in a 2-goal hole. What about 19 minutes to play in regulation? UConn number 20 in the coaches poll, ranked as high as number 8 by Top Drawer Soccer, number 21 Soccer America, with an RPI of 16. Off a throw-in. Joe. Might have been off of UConn, but UConn will take it unless it's a foul. No, just out of bounds. Saleh with the throw to the right of Ray Reed. UConn looking to tuck home 2 here as time becomes increasingly a factor. Under 19 minutes to go, trailing 2-0. Play by Lappert. Saleh. UConn's had their chances here. Baki Jam. His final appearance here in Stores. Things don't go UConn's way in Tulsa. Give and go. A little bit off the mark. A little bit of a pirouetting pass for Harris, who slumps his shoulders in disappointment that they weren't on the same page strategically. Off the goal kick. Play for it. Harris was not in an onside position. He had to walk away past it. Just wasn't ready for it. Since SMU went up 2-0 on the goal by Ponder in the 63rd minute, Huskies have controlled play, but SMU has got to be feeling that 2 goals will be enough today and play defensive-minded soccer the rest of the way, get back to Dallas with a win. With a win, they would improve to 4-1-1 in the league. UConn would drop to 3-1-2. So a chance for UConn to be one of the first 2 teams to get a bye and getting home field. They'd have to get help besides getting 3 points next Friday night at Tulsa, because Central Florida is already 4-1-1. And USF is 3-1-2 heading into the final game of the regular season for the conference on Friday night. UConn will be in Tulsa, 7 o'clock on Friday evening.
Come on, ref, coach, you can catch it.
Throwing below us to be taken by Warrington, the midfielder for SMU. tried to hook up with their star, Quaisho. Warrington ends up face down on the grass, but the foul goes against SMU. And UConn will have to try to play a little more direct. Lappert has got quite a foot, but he's about 70 yards. Drives it from left to right on the restart. Ball one in the air. Beautifully done by Maples. Into the center part of the circle. Priest, reserve, midfielder. Carries it into UConn's defensive half. Jope with some pressure on Priest. Stays with it though. Priest on the right border of the box. Right-footed cross off of Greenberg. Senior from New York State. Knocks to the sidelines. Deft touch. Stayed in bounds. Last touch out of bounds. UConn throw off of SMU. Deep in UConn's defensive third. Meanwhile, stoppage of play at 74-11 elapsed. And it looks like it's going to be Lane Warrington cramping up. Today's official, Casio Ribeiro, going over to administer. He calls in trainer, female trainer off the SMU bench, going out to attend to him. Now an assistant's going out too. Holding out his arms. Warrington now holds out his right leg. And a chance for some of the UConn Huskies to meet with the coaches here. Ray Reed with a gang of about 7 of the players. Now here comes Greenberg and Joe and Ngog and Lappert. So opportunity for some strategizing that you don't normally get in soccer with the injury to Warrington. He's up on his feet, starting to walk slowly off. SMU with Ponder, who had the insurance goal in the 63rd minute. High-fiving, keeping the Mustangs pumped up here as they lead it 2-0
Josh Burnett replacing number 9,
in the 75th minute. Ray Reed will come back with Josh Burnett. So we can capture some midfield magic from one of the best technically skilled players on the team.
Reporting into the SMU lineup, number 17, Luke Thompson.
Luke Thompson,
number 25, Lane
5'10" sophomore out of Dripping Springs, Texas. Came in for Warrington. Lappert back to his defensive stalwart teammate, Hauser Ramsey. Greenberg up to Ngog. Ngog dragged down. It's a play on because of advantage. Venner, give and go with Burnett. Back to Cole. Crossing pass, looking for Metzler. Instead slides over to Harris. Harris, Saleh overlapping from the end line. Off a chest. Kick back out of the box. Settling with the chest trap is Metzler. Slips as he kicks it, and it's rejected from well past the 18, but UConn regrouping, but on the perimeter, looking for the goal to make it a 1-goal game. Inside Metzler, cuts back to his right, tough angle to his left, sends the cross to the middle. Huskies with back to goal. Shot, blocked, back outside for Ngog, about 25 yards out. UConn regrouping with Josh Burnett in the left corner. Now Greenberg's getting into the action. Looking for Cole Venner. Skids past them, and Haney able to play it out of bounds. Haney has been Johnny on the spot today. First goal of the season. But a back save on what looked to be a sure goal by Jope. And it's Burnett in the scoreboard corner. Spun off the play. It's either a corner kick or a foul. Take your pick. Baki Jam gets the short corner. Sends it toward the middle. Caught, though, by the keeper, Makela. Any players making a run to the ball on that play. But time of the essence, and UConn did not fritter it away with excessive time before the corner kick. 14 minutes to go in the second half. UConn's unbeaten record at home in severe jeopardy here, trailing 2-0. Slide tackle out of bounds. UConn has been dominant since that second goal, the Ponder goal in the 63rd minute. SMU will accept that bargain. They're going to have to try to hang in and hang on for dear life here with the 2-goal pad. Harris getting his way through 3 players. 4th player was too tough. Chest trap down. Lappert, about 35 yards out, dribbles past the double team. Here comes Robin, hardly ever goes up on offense. Played it for Baki Jam and Heather Jope, and it was just slightly behind him. Felix, you guys are going to have to do a little kitchen sink here the final 13 minutes. That's why you're seeing Lappert and Metzler get a little bit more on the attack. 10-game unbeaten streak on the line. 9-0-1 home record too.
SMU lineup, number 6, Noah Hilt, replacing number 28, Wyatt Priest.
Priest's out for SMU. All right, UConn's about 45 yards out. They're knocking on the door, but running out of time. Down 2-0. Ngog. UConn's in white going to the goal toward the rink, the south end. You got to think too, mentally, support of the crowd too. If UConn can make it a 1-goal game, get really interesting here in Stores at the tail end. Little heel flick, but left way too short. And SMU looking to counterattack down the left wing. Emil Quaisho out of Orem, Utah, blocking it on the near side. Saleh, good job, tapping it over to Hauser Ramsey. Jacob, long kick, but still in the backfield for Greenberg, coming up the far sideline from left to right. Diagonally toward the midfield line, Ngog. Kind of an aimless ball looking for Burnett in his area. Ngog just crashes the party and creates a foul, slamming into Williams. Full patrol, chanting, call it both ways. 11:15 to go in the regular season home schedule. Unless UConn rallies like cavalry. Right now, looking about as gloomy as it did in the 7th inning for the Red Sox. Oh, Quaisho, shot on goal. Great save. Almost a self-defense, 2-hand block by Avisa for the stop. Huskies have outscored their opponents 24-17, but the defense has not been airtight. 2 goals to BC, 1 to Temple, 2 to Vermont, and then 2 today to the Mustangs in the last 4 games. SMU glad to have the ball in their attacking zone. Williams, double team. Warrington, lost it over the end line. Goal kick. 10-10 to go in regulation. UConn, sticky wicket here, down by 2 goals.
Number 7, Garrett McLaughlin, replacing number 15.
McLaughlin back in, coming in for Williams. Huskies want to stay within the framework of their game and be patient, but they also have to be a little bit more realistic about having a direct style. Getting that ball, the attacking third. And somebody's got to make some plays. Burnett, nice job weaving his way into the box, goes toward the end line. Too strong? Yeah, it was over the end line before the cross was made. And a goal kick coming up with 80-40 elapsed. There's Venner coming up. Burnett grabbed his head immediately, knowing he had missed an opportunity to set up Venner. Could have made a diagonal pass from left back into the goal mouth. Goal kick from right to left, well done by Makela. 50-50 ball. Rattles off of Saleh. Good fight for it by McLaughlin. Junior, the only player in the conference, got more votes for player of the year in the preseason from the coaches than Baki Jam. But he hasn't had good year by numbers. Jennings of Central Florida and Baki John clearly, separated themselves as the best two players in the league. McLaughlin in this year with 3 goals and 2 assists. Time running out as we get up close to 8 minutes to go in regulation. 2-0 UConn trails SMU. Throwing it in out of their defensive third, defending the north goal. Quayshow, excellent job. Not going to pass his man and goes off the shins of UConn defender Lappert. McLaughlin kind of limping it off for SMU. Exactly 8 minutes to go in the second half, and it's going to take some dramatics here for UConn to avoid their first home loss and see their 10-game unbeaten streak go down the drain. And watch their chances of hosting any more games here at Maroney Stadium in major jeopardy. UConn has a match Friday night at Tulsa. 3 potential points there. Golden Hurricane have been scuffling. They're 1-5 in the league and lost to Temple last night 1-0. Now for UConn to come back, got to get that first goal. Right now, I have a hard time getting it out of their defensive half. Quayshow and Gog trailing. Pass for McLaughlin. Tripped up. McLaughlin gets up, tries to grab. Out of bounds, as was last touched by Hauser Ramsey. And SMU doing an excellent job of keeping UConn pinned in defensively. Shots even 10-10. UConn trails where it counts 2-0. McLaughlin is going to play a little rope-a-dope in the corner. He's content to just kill time. And forces Saleh just to kick it out of the defensive third. Try to play, as we mentioned, a little more destructive, a little more direct style. Just bang it for all you got. Play upfield. Burnett dodges one man, gets a give and go. Burnett keeps on the dribble, feeds it over for Harris. He's in business, right border of the box. Chips toward the goal and squandered chance. Just booted a looper. Not sure if he meant for it to be a pass or a shot, but it was neither. And it goes over the end line, and we are down to 6 minutes to go in regulation. UConn trailing 2-0. Surprising considering how much SMU has to be focused on defense that UConn was allowed to get that kind of a counterattack. Right to left, Makela with the left-footed goal kick. 50-50 ball bouncing in the air, bounces off of Ngod. Metzler trying to fight for it. Their star forward, Quayshow, goes down. He's still on his back, clock still ticking away. We're in the 85th minute. 2-0 UConn trails, despite an 11-10 shot advantage. Both teams have had their chances here on a soggy, grassy turf. UConn in particular, first half, shot off the post by Metzler, follow-up by Harris, was stuffed by the keeper. Second half, Haney with a back save. It would look like to be a sure goal by Jope. Quayshow trying to earn another call. Block back into the box. Under 5 minutes to go, and UConn is looking at divine intervention, but crazy things have happened, including goals from 40 yards out. So we'll see. But you got to get that first one. Nice heel flick, Venner. Wide open is Burnett. Moves in, 15 yards out. Tries to go behind the back. Taken off his foot, though, and cleared back out of the defensive third by SMU. Once again, Emil Quayshow doesn't get the call, and he's been jumped twice in the past 60 seconds. At the UConn bench, UConn getting it to Metzler. Tries to find Baki John toward the end line. Nicely shielded away off the ball by the defender Ponder, who had the insurance tally, and it's a goal kick with under 4 minutes to play. So looking grim for UConn here in their potential final game at Maroney Stadium as it's presently constructed. Goal kick from left to right. SMU had everything to play for themselves. They don't really have good quality wins on their schedule, so at 7-4-2, they're looking to play at home and get that home seating, and get the bye plus home field, because the automatic bid in the American tournament's probably their only ticket to the NCAAs. This could put UConn in that same boat, though, despite the number 16 RPI. Burnett, out of bounds, right of the UConn bench. Throw in Metzler. 3 minutes to go. Cross toward the keeper, and in an exaggerated fashion, Makela catches it and falls on top of it. Huskies have only been shut out 3 previous times, against Notre Dame in Bloomington, against Indiana, and 0-0 tie in Orlando against UCF. But 2.5 minutes away from their 4th offensive shutout. Quayshow. SMU controlling possession here. Following the second goal came in the 63rd minute. UConn really had a sustained 15-20 minute time period of dominance, but just couldn't get that first goal in. Metzler probably deserves more than just a whistle there. He was getting way aggressive, fouling away from DP Leaguard. Quayshow been knocked down repeatedly here in the final moments. We are down to a minute 40. UConn pulled miracles off against both Vermont and Temple recently. They really need one now, but at least it's Baki John with the ball. He's 40 yards out. Spins to his right. Tries a pass to Venner. UConn needs to one-time it here and put it on net. Shot, blocked. Back outside for Burnett, 25 yards out. Rolls it for Metzler, right border of the box. Crossing pass right into the red box of Makela, the keeper, with 1 minute 5 seconds to go. So UConn staring at their first conference loss. They'll be 3-0-2 with 11 points. That'll put them in a tie. 3-1-2. South Florida. SMU will move up to 13 points at first place tie with Central Florida with 13 points at 4-1-1. Both teams, both Central Florida and SMU will be 4-1-1, and UConn and South Florida will be 3-1-2. Bounding ball, keeper off the line, falls on it with 28 seconds to go. And some of the faithful in the car, and you can hear that SMU bench below. They are just jubilant. They knew they were walking into the Lions' den here. The chance to see their season
8, 7,
on the road.
6,
7 seconds to go.
4, 3, 2,
SMU with a huge win, upsetting UConn today 2-0. 2 players scoring their first goal of the season. Haney, his first header off a nice service by Allander from about 6-7 yards out, and then Ponder off a scramble hit a slow-paced ball that trickled in lower left-hand corner, agonizingly slow for Avisa, and the Huskies see their record overall drop to 10-3-2. They're now 3-1-2 in the league. And Connecticut sees their 10-game unbeaten streak thwarted by SMU. Mustangs improve to 8-4-2. They move into a first-place tie with Central Florida in the league and first place at 4-1-1. Biggest quality win of the year for sure for SMU, and their unbeaten streak extends to 5. Second to last game of the regular season, perhaps the final game here for UConn men's soccer at the current Maroney Stadium, and sadly SMU spoils the party with a 2-0 victory despite a 12-10 shot advantage for the Huskies. Some of that predicated by UConn's frantic efforts to get back into it and SMU in a defensive posture. Just the fourth time SMU has beaten UConn in 10 tries. And second in a row, they spoiled UConn's trip to Dallas last year with a 1-0 win on their senior day on a goal by McLaughlin in the 78th minute. But UConn's defense has not been as tight as it was in the midseason. Let's recount it. They gave up 3. Of course, 2 were just after the fact, after he had a 3-0 lead over Boston College. This kid from Iceland bombs in a couple. And so that didn't seem like it was that concerning. But then in Temple, they gave up the first goal only to rally to win 2-1. They gave up 2 goals against Vermont on Tuesday, and today they give up 2 goals to SMU. And so now a disturbing trend. Now UConn has given up 17 goals. This was the 15th match, and so Connecticut's defense needs to be shorn up as they will head into the final game of the regular season Friday night at 7 in Tulsa. Golden Hurricane are scuffling. They are 5-8-2 overall, 1-5 on the season. But UConn now in a tie for 3rd place, and right now, as the standings are, they would not get a bye in the American quarterfinals. 6 teams make it. First 2 teams get byes, and right now those 2 teams are SMU and Central Florida, both with records of 4-1-1 in the league and 13 points. Thanks to Courtney, thanks to Paulo for getting us on the air today with short notice, and thanks to you for listening with the rescheduled game because of yesterday's monsoon conditions. John Tewitt saying so long from Source. We'll rejoin our normal Sunday programming. Final score, SMU 2, UConn men's soccer nothing. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the weekend.